Let's first of all, catastrophizing. It exhausts me, right?
No, I love doing that.
No. Every day is the worst day ever, and
no,
Washington's never been worse.
Worry about everything.
Washington's never been worse, and this is the most partisan Congress ever. And we've heard it time and again, Chris. We heard it in the 90s with Bill Clinton. We were impeaching Bill Clinton, and at the same time, balance the budget 4 years in a row. We've been hearing it over the past couple of years. Even people in Joe Biden's own party said, "Old man, you don't understand the way of Washington. You're too old. You can't get bipartisan compromise." And Joe Biden ran over them. One compromise bill after another, one bipartisan achievement after another. We heard the same thing at the beginning of the debt ceiling. You can't even negotiate with them. I know you, like me, you've had the experience where you've gone to the floor, you expected the vote to be close, and then you look up, and whenever you see a number over 300, you're like, wow, the extremes, just the extremist freaks that have been like shouting the loudest, they just get ran over by the middle. Looks like that happened last night. Talk about that. Peace breaks out.
Well, first of all, the the two middles met with each other. It was Biden who said, after going along with Schumer and the others, we're not going to negotiate, blah, blah, blah. He did negotiate. He did sit down with Kevin McCarthy. They did work out a deal that made McCarthy's people happy enough. They promised to produce 150 Republican votes. They gave him 149. I wonder about that arithmetic. You never know whether somebody's just sharpening a little bit the knife there. Just let them know it was that tricky. The Democrats came through. They only lost like 40-some members. The Democratic left, just like they did in 2020. Remember, after Nevada, after Bernie Sanders walked away with Nevada, even after that, they said, wait a minute, if this keeps going in this direction, we're going to lose the general election probably. Not for anything bad about Bernie. It's just it's not going to balance out. So the Klobuchar quit and Bloomberg quit. And all of a sudden, there was a chance for Biden to win in South Carolina. And then he didn't just win, but thanks to Jim Clyburn, he won big. Really big, and swept Super Tuesday, because they realized as a professional political party, which the Democrats are, you have to win. And yesterday they decided there's such a word as must. There's such a word as must. You have to pass the debt ceiling bill. It's a stupid bill. It shouldn't be there, but you have to pass it. There was never going to be a next week. And any good news for the United States if they hadn't done what they did last night. Now it's set up for the Senate to probably get through with this. And that's how they cleaned up the whole problem that they faced, which was ignited when the Republican Party reelected Kevin. When they said we're going to put Kevin McCarthy back in there, they said one vote will bring this guy down, and we can't wait to do it. So I think it really did change history that the Democratic left and the Democratic center got together and once again survived. And that's all they've done is survive. So next year they're going to have to survive again with a president who is older than he should be. He's just too old, you might argue. But he's up against a highly passionate Republican Party, either under Trump and Tim Scott. I think it's going to be Trump and Tim Scott, to really have to put the juice on. But, you know, professionalism can win in the end. And I think we saw that again last night.
And Susan Page, time and time again.
I know
Joe Biden is underestimated. I haven't quoted Newt Gingrich a lot over the past 10, 15 years, but after the 2022 midterms, Newt actually spoke the truth to other Republicans, saying, we keep underestimating this guy. You know, Newt said we used to always laugh at how Democrats and liberals would underestimate Reagan and Eisenhower. We're doing the same thing to Joe Biden. And they keep doing it to Joe Biden. They're talking about laptops. Joe Biden's trying to figure out how to get infrastructure deals. They're talking about the Biden crime family with no evidence at all. He gets bipartisan gun safety. I mean, you just keep going through it.
And preventing a third world war the whole time through.
And preventing a third world war the whole time through it. And you look here, he's teamed up with Kevin McCarthy, another guy, let's face it, underestimated time and again, and Kevin McCarthy called everybody's bluff and basically said, oh, okay, You want to vote me out? Why don't we go ahead? Go through 15 votes. I'm going to end up being the speaker at the end anyway, and you're only going to make me stronger doing it. Kind of remarkable vote total last night, Susan, wasn't it? The center did hold.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were widespread predictions, including by me, that they would pass it by 1 vote or 2 votes because it would just be that difficult. Joe Biden underestimated his style of politics, achieved this without a lot of public chest thumping. Kevin McCarthy, as you were saying, also underestimated. I think there were real doubts he could corral his caucus to do that. Ask Paul Ryan and John Boehner how hard that can be. He did that, and he survived in the speakership. And that, I think, bodes well. You know, you talked about catastrophe every day. The vote last night bodes pretty well, at least in the short term, for our democracy. For Washington worked. It worked the way it's supposed to work, by both sides making some compromises to get something that had to be done, getting it done.